I'm back for another episode of Reading the Wrong Way. So it's been a few months since my first Clamp special, and I've since added and read quite a few series, basically every single series that I said I was going to get at the end of the last one. So I think now is as good a time as any to do another Clamp video. So we're going to start with Clamp School Detectives. This series is the perfect pick-me-up when you're having a bad day. While the word detective may give it the appearance of being suspenseful, this series is more likely to leave you with a warm, happy feeling than an edge-of-your-seat one. It centers around Nokuro, Suo, and Akira, who are elementary school students that solve mysteries for damsels in distress. Each come from different backgrounds and different hobbies, but they are all drawn together through their work in student government. This series is delightfully witty and full of moments that will make you laugh and smile. The artwork is big and bold with a very shoujo feel to it. The series is complete in 3 volumes, which you will probably want to buy used since it is an older series. It's rated A for all ages. Next, we'll darken the mood a little by going to Tokyo Babylon. I won't lie, Tokyo Babylon has jumped all the way into my top 3 favorite manga. Unlike Clamp School Detective, this series will give you that warm, happy feeling, only to pulverize it in the end. It focuses on a young onmyoji named Subaru, who investigates supernatural activities. The series also focuses on his relationship with his fashionable twin sister Hokuto and their veterinary friend Seishiro. Those that have read Tsubasa will immediately know where this is going. The series starts off pretty simple and melancholic with foreshadowing galore until the plot catapults straight into betrayal and despair. As I stated in my other video, xxX is the sequel to Tokyo Babylon, so you'll see some characters again either aligning themselves with Kamui or Fuma. Tokyo Babylon has been re-released in 2 omnibus books. The series is rated T+ for older teens. There are a lot of dark themes and a fair amount of violence to give it this rating. Now we'll get a little bit lighthearted again as we turn to Cardcaptor Sakura. This is Clamp's adorable take on the magical girl genre. Sakura has to collect the mysterious cloak cards that she unintentionally released into the world with the help of Cerberus, whom she fondly calls Kero, and her second cousin Tomio. The cards each possess different personalities, some being cute and gentle, others being a little rough around the edges, so to speak. The series goes between her card-collecting adventures and her life at school. It deals with everything from class projects to friendship to love and to believing in yourself. This series is heartwarming with deep themes carefully hidden within it. The series as well crosses over quite clearly with Tsubasa. It has been re-released in 4 giant omnibus books, and it's rated A for all ages. Now on to what has easily become my favorite manga series, both of Clamp's and in general, xxXHolic. I regret not purchasing it sooner because I keep rereading it over and over again. Watanuki is a teenager that can see spirits. He makes a deal with the dimensional witch Yuko, who grants his wish in exchange for his help as a part-time housekeeper. He is immersed in the supernatural world through encounters with Yuko's clients who come in with wishes of their own. This series to me is near perfect. The artwork is of course gorgeous because it's done by Clamp, and the characters are very deep and connected in ways that most stories could never even touch on. xxXHolic teaches lessons that can be taken into the real world, such as equivalent exchange and trying to break habitual habits. The mysticism and supernatural events seemed like they could be plausible because of how Clamp has handled the genre. Now I just want to take a moment to touch on something that I've seen going around the internet probably as long as the series has come out. I've heard a lot of people complaining about how Watanuki up here is very whiny, but when I look at him compared to Clamp's other teenage characters, he's really the only one that gets the opportunity to really act like a teenager. Subaru from Tokyo Babylon, Kamui right there from X, Xiaoran and Sakura of course, and even Nokuro, the class president, to an extent, are all thrust into very adult situations early on in their lives, and for the most part they're pretty serious characters. I feel that Watanuki's complaining is a breath of fresh air amongst Clamp's darker series. Please don't be scared away from a great series just because of his character attributes. I feel that over time, especially if you watch the anime, you'll really get to love him just for being his whiny self. This series is considered Tsubasa's sister, with both of their storylines directly connected. You can get by for a while without reading both, but believe me, it will help you immensely as both series progress. xxXHolic ends in 19 volumes and is rated T for teens. I also have another Holic, which is a novel based off of the series, but I haven't read it yet. The cover art I find very stunning, so I'm really excited to read it. Maybe that'll be another video down the road. Who knows? There's also a character guide with this series too, covering about the first half of the series. And also, at the San Diego Comic-Con this year, Kodansha Comics announced that they'll be releasing Tsubasa and Holic in omnibus format, as well as in English translation for Holic Ray. If you haven't explored either of these series yet because of their length, this is a great opportunity to jump right in. If you'll remember from my past videos, omnibus formats usually have about 3 volumes in one book, and usually for series this long especially, when you look at the total prices, if you bought the series like I did for some of them as the singular volumes versus the omnibus, you usually save about 1 book for each omnibus you buy. You basically get 1 book free if you complete the whole series. So omnibus is definitely the way to go, especially for these series, with Holic being 19 volumes and Tsubasa being 28. So hopefully you'll jump right in on these two. And since we're on the subject of Clamp, I've since finished the Tsubasa anime. Did I say a handful of filler episodes? I meant a lot of filler episodes. I haven't counted them all, but there are a lot more than I was anticipating. I'd say about half of the episodes on season 2 are filler alone. I still enjoyed it, but I was slightly disappointed with the amount of filler considering how extensive the storyline is. I'd assume they probably didn't want it to cross over too deeply with Holic, since the Holic anime really didn't touch on Tsubasa at all. As for Tokyo Revelations and Spring Thunder, those renewed my faith. The Tokyo Revelations story arc is one of my favorites, partly because it is the crossover arc dedicated to Tokyo, Babylon, and X. But it also is the storyline where the main story really starts to come into focus, so I think that kind of helped it too. Spring Thunder likewise is another powerful storyline that helped reveal more of the main story. For the film Princess of the Birdcage Kingdom, this was a really nice crossover with the Holic movie. I liked the Holic movie a lot, so just seeing the little tiny crossover there was really nice, considering that the 2 main series cross over quite heavily. It would take place before the events in the 2 OVAs if you wanted to watch them in order. So that about does it for my second Clamp video. Hopefully one of these series, or Clamps and many other series, will catch your eye and delight you as they have me. See you next time.
When I was given freedom, oh, all I did was play. When I turned back, there was nothing to say. You closed your doors before I could open mine. Now I know, now I see, it was a